Here we're over at Gigi's. This is when you drive up, you see this part. These are all the same hydrangeas that I have. Actually, they're different. Limelight here, white wedding there on the end. They're not in bloom yet, but they are greened out nicely. These knockouts are getting right at the end of their first flush. Full of blooms, lovely green leaves. Just did really great. And this is only their second year being in the ground. Different perennials and things, some creeping Jenny. Some of these are newly planted, some came back. And now, look at this. Gigi likes red and white, so we planted her some white drift roses and red drift roses. And we also just added knockout roses on the end, so she have even more red and they're taller. Plumbago right there. Forget what that stuff's called, but look at this. White and red everywhere. You may notice here in the corners at the door, there's a sad looking little red rose. That's because we moved it from under the white roses. The white roses actually ate that one right there and one on the other side. So they're getting used to being out in the sun again, but I think they'll recover fully. But look at that. So these are just drift roses, white drift, red drift, and then some knockout roses on the end. Those are some, I believe, super bells. I don't think those are super tunias, I think it's super bells. And then these came back as well, the red ones just now, and these. Those are Bubblegum Vista, proven winners. So both of those came back. And then we transplanted a few of those evening primroses that were growing out in the yard that seeded themselves in there. There's our new knockout rose. All right. So that is Gigi's flower bed in full bloom. Just need some blue. Once that plumbago is in bloom, you'll have a lovely patriotic flower bed. Bonus feature, dogwood with some lovely little flowers up under it that will look really good in another few weeks as they spread out. Hey folks, Chad here, making another video. How about that? Well, got our Clawfoot tub here in the back. It's really filling out nicely, and we were able to get a good deal on Facebook Marketplace for another Clawfoot tub, and we put it in a different section of the flower bed. I'm gonna go show y'all how we're gonna plant that up and hopefully make a video of it if everything cooperates. So first, let me show you this one, how it's filled out, some of the stuff we got in it, mostly proven winners. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Just to give you a whole picture here, got some daylilies. Got some awesome super tunias here in the front in a concrete container. And then this thing is just filled out nicely. We got some of those already already having arrangements in some pots that we bought at our local box store because they had hardly any proven winners that they were selling at the time except for those arrangements. So I just put one big one here full of petunias, one here full of super tunias, and then we put some of this other proven winners stuff down in the bottom. That's actually Homestead Verbena right there. I forget the name of these, but we are really enjoying those. They're really kind of going nicely over the edges. Most of these are either super tunias or super tunia minis. We've got some, we don't have Sun Credible from proven winners because they didn't have any available. So these are Sunfinity, I believe, which is a different brand than proven winners, but they're the reblooming sunflowers, so they've been beat up by rain, but they'll get pretty again. So stuff hanging over the edge, but this is all just a few weeks old, but we've been watering it every day and fertilizing it once a week, and it is now filling up and is going to start spilling out the edges. Gonna look really awesome, and we're going to do this again with different varieties because my wife just went to Augusta, stopped by one of the stores there, the garden centers, and they had a lot of proven winners annuals, at least different ones than we had, and a lot of different varieties. So I had her fill her entire back of her car up with them. So when she gets home, we'll be able to plant up another tub with something similar, but all different varieties of things. So looking forward to that. Let me show you now what we're doing to get started with the tub. All right, here's our new tub. Not quite as bright red on the bottom. This is a little older, but it was a lot cheaper too. So somebody was using it in a flower bed, but they didn't use it. So we got that at a great deal. First thing, notice in the bottom of the tub here, we don't want to fill this whole thing up with dirt because most of these annuals are not going to have deep, deep roots. Excuse me. All right. So hot out here, I couldn't get a video of me putting the dirt in because I didn't have anywhere to set the camera without getting overheated, but I just crushed up a little small container, put it right there where the hole was so the dirt can't just get out there. And that should keep that good and nice and sturdy. And now we'll just spread this dirt out, put a little Miracle-Gro on top, and be ready for planting. All right, as you can see, got the drip hose in. I just kind of put it around, went around the outside, then inside again. And we'll adjust those as we put plants in as needed. But just got some well, pins pushing it down in the soil so it can kind of get some heat and stay in that position. But we'll move it around as we put stuff in. So let's go ahead and see what we got to put in here. All right, folks, we're back. Probably wasn't any time gone for you all. But anyway, sorry for the water running behind me. That's the pool. Let me show you what we did here. I'm probably not going to put this in right at this moment, but I'll try to video that maybe. But anyway, what we started with was some clearance sunfinities. So those are reblooming sunflowers. So we'll put those here. Never tried these before. This is a dahlia, kind of a purplish pink dahlia. So we're going to try that right there in the middle. And then beside here, we went with yellow, lighter yellow, whitish with a little bit of purple on the inside here, like that. Purple and white. Then some more purple and white here in the front. And same thing on the other side. And then here, you got purple, yellow, and white. So, and we've also got some, right here, some whiteout Superbena. That will actually possibly be too aggressive and take over everything. We'll see, because that stuff can go insane. So maybe I shouldn't have done that, but we'll see. It's all good. All right, so let's show you what everything is. Supertunia Hoopla. Supertunia Hoopla, love this one. Just actually saw it a few days ago, I think on Garden Answer, and was thinking, man, I would love to find some of that, and we did in Augusta. Supertunia Latte, look at that, beautiful. Then we have Supertunia Saffron Finch, lovely yellow colors. There's our Sunfinities, not Suncredible, have not been able to find any of those. Same thing on this end, just repeating the other side. And here we have Lovey Dovey, Supertunia Lovey Dovey. Nope, not Lovey Dovey. Oh, I didn't say about these, my bad. I think, or maybe I did, I don't remember. Hoopla, Vivid Orchard, yeah. So maybe I called out a wrong name earlier, I don't remember. Anyways, and these are Lovey Dovey, Supertunias. We have Virtuoso Vibrant Violet Dahlia. These are Super Bills. I am trying to see if I can see the name. Holy Smokes, Super Bill Holy Smokes, always cool. Then we have some of this Mizu Trailing Red. This stuff here has some red flowers. They don't get many flowers that I've seen on them, very small ones, but it trails over really nice. So I wasn't really caring about the flower color on that one. And then Superbena Whiteout. And there's Gus the Goober. Somebody asked about him in some comments the other day. He is still a goober. But anyways, I watered this stuff today. I'm gonna probably put it in the ground maybe early in the morning, and we'll see how everything goes. I think it's gonna look good. Give it a week or two to fill out, and just a huge amount of color. All right, let's get it in the dirt. And there you have it. Clawfoot tub all planted up. Didn't have a video of that. Forgot that my stand for my camera was destroyed also in the hurricane, so I got to go pick one of those up. But anyway, we're gonna give these a few days to fill out. Some of them were pretty rough in the pots. They've been sitting in them a while. We'll trim some of this up, like some of this dead area right there. Sunflowers are in between full flushes, so we'll let those get settled in, trim everything up if needed, But I think in another week or two, this thing's gonna look completely filled. Awesome, awesome. All right, well, if you liked the video, like, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. Hopefully, we'll do some more videos. See you soon. Bye-bye.